Hey loves, welcome back to another one brand look, and today it's all about KYLIE Cosmetics. So grab a snack, get cozy, and let's get into it and see what's worth it and what's not. Let's start off with the KYLIE Skin Lip Butter. So I've been using this all weekend because I ended up getting my order a few days ago, and I've actually been really loving this. This one is the Vanilla Caramel, and I love the applicator. It hugs your lips beautifully. Love, it feels so good. And I like the packaging too, it just clicks. The top of it, I love it. Palette of the day is the Smokey eyeshadow palette, and I actually want to recreate this look right here on the box, and these are what the tones look like. Let's start off with this shade right here, Fog, first. Then we're going to do a light dusting of this shade Muse in the crease as well. Now I'm going to use the KyBrow brush. It's just a little angled brush to cut the crease. I'm going to go into the black shade in Snooze. We messed up a little in the inner part. Let me grab a Q-tip. I'm going to just, oh perfect, it just blended away. I messed up a little bit in the inner portion, but we just erase that with a Q-tip like nothing happened. Perfect. This brush is fabulous because it's very, very precise because it's so thin, so you could really be extra detailed with it, which is exactly what we want with this kind of look. Then I'm going to use the color Mist right on the brow bone. I just wiped off this eye because it didn't look even to this one, so I'm gonna just redo this off camera, but let's finish up one eye together because this one looks pretty good. So then what I'm gonna do is take the shade, I'm thinking I'm gonna mix Moon in with a little bit of aluminum, but let's start off with Moon first. I'm gonna just pop that all over the lid. This is pretty. Oh, I love that color. That's really pretty. Then we're going to go into aluminum right over top, which is a little bit more icy. I'm going to take a little bit of the shade Ash right into the crease. I'm going to just diffuse out that line a little bit to bring a little smokiness around the edges of that line that we have. Just very lightly. The Q-tips work really well too around the edges to do a little bit of light blending. This is honestly such a good little hack. And then of course we're going to do a shadowing. I'm going to use the same Snooze color with this angled brush. So this eyeshadow palette for me is a winner. The only thing I will say, this eyeshadow right here in aluminum, it's very glittery, so I recommend spraying your brush just to avoid an excess amount of glitter falling on your face because it's almost like a foiled effect eyeshadow, but it's really pretty. I think this entire palette is really cute. They also have a warm toned version of this, which is nice. Now let's try out the Kai Lash. I am going to do a half lash, but I want to see how this looks on my bare lashes, and I just curled them as well. I've heard really good things about this. It's supposed to give a lot of volume, and it has a traditional, more like bigger wand, I would say. Feels nice and comfortable on my eyes. Definitely separates, but I do feel like it gives some volume. I feel like since it is a more volumizing formula, I can kind of see my lashes drooping a little bit, so I don't think this is going to hold a curl. That's always the case with me whenever I try super voluminous mascaras. They're good, they just make my lashes droop because they're so straight. I'm gonna just use the Kitten half lashes from Salon Perfect. I've been loving these, especially with this kind of smoky moment. So let me pop these on, and then for skin prep I'm gonna add a little bit, let me just do this now, Road glazing milk just to prep the skin. And I was actually surprised because KYLIE Cosmetics doesn't have a primer, but I love this glazing milk under makeup because it's very thin and milky, but I think it's nice under makeup because it's just gives a nice light layer of moisture. So just want to prep the skin. Now we're going to try one of the most, I think, popular products that I've seen from this brand, and it's the skin tint. Apparently this is like one of the best ever. So I got the shade 4W. They were very limited with shades both online, and I went back to Ulta and I got the shade 3WN. So we're going to try both of these out and see which one is the best match. Let's zoom back in. There we go. Let's start with 3WN. Oh wow, it's very runny. Let's see. And then I got the 03 brush. I think that's a match. Don't mind my neighbor's dogs. This brush is nice. It's really soft. It's a little bit dense, but not too much. Wait, I think we have a match. 3WN. It's very, very thin, but I feel like it still provides some type of coverage. I'm gonna look up the claims on this foundation. I'm gonna pop them up here on screen because at first this looks a little scary, but I feel like once you blend it in, it looks better, like the color. It might be a touch too light, maybe, but I think it's actually a pretty good match. Compared to other matches, this one's pretty good. It matched a lot better than I was expecting. That's why sometimes just like doing the stripes down your face, it's not enough. You have to blend it in to really see if you have a good color match. So it's a silky fluid textured, instantly even skin tone and complexion, and offers light to medium coverage that's easily buildable, and it gives you a second skin finish. It's supposed to be sweat proof, non-greasy, all the things. I'm gonna get a workout in today, which I don't really like to do with a full face of makeup, but I like it in a way because then we can test out the products and see if they're actually gonna last through the heat, which is key. So I like this brush too. I don't think it's 100% necessary, but I think if you get it, it's a nice brush. Very pleased with the way that it looks. Definitely gives that second skin effect. Not too dewy, and it applied really nicely over top of the Rhode Glazing Milk, which is a plus. So now let's try her concealer again. I honestly didn't really love her concealer the first times that I used it. I just found it to be very crepey and separates quite a bit on my under eyes, but we're gonna try it again today. So I have a couple different shades. I have 3.5N and 4.5WN. I felt like 3.5N was always just a little bit too light for my under eyes. We're gonna just try it again today. I'm gonna put it out actually on the back of my hand this time versus applying it directly on my under eyes. I've been seeing different makeup artists recommend doing this because then it gives you a more flawless application and you can avoid using an excess amount of product. I should have bought her concealer brush because I do actually love the foundation brush, but I'm gonna just use an angled concealer brush from House Labs. Actually looks really pretty today. But the thing is, I feel like it looks good when you first apply it for me, but all of the times that I used it, I noticed that after a full day of wear, it would start to separate and just look very dry. But this is the first time where I'm trying the concealer out from the back of my hand versus directly applying it onto my skin, and I think that color actually looks really good as well. Gives a little bit of brightness. And now we're gonna try out this Lip and Cheek Glow Bomb. I've heard such good things about these blushes, and the packaging is adorable. This one is in the color Pink Me Up. I'm gonna use this angled brush from Versed. Oh wow, it's really pigmented. Oh, it's pretty. I've even seen people blend these out with their fingers. They're super blendable. I think they diffuse into the skin really nicely. That's a nice shade. Really cute. It's kind of like a hot pink watermelon. Oh yeah, they feel so buttery, like just putting your finger in. Yeah, that's really pretty. It's very like melty, but it does give some good pigment as well. We are gonna try out the translucent setting powder. The soft pink was sold out, so we're gonna go with translucent. This is something else I posted on my Instagram that I was filming with KYLIE Cosmetics, and so many of you guys told me that you love her powder. That looks so good. This one doesn't look like it's gonna give you a white cast. We're gonna take a photo with flash and I'm gonna let you know how that looks, but dang, that looks really smooth. I'm gonna focus this on my under eyes and my T-zone. I have a powder foundation that we're gonna use to set the rest of the makeup. I like the packaging as well. It's just like a little net. It reminds me of Huda. Now we're gonna set the entire face. I mean, technically you could use that powder as well because it is translucent. I got the Natural Blur Powder Foundation. This one is the same shade as the Skin Tint, 3WN. And I'm gonna apply this. I guess technically I'm gonna add a little bit extra coverage because it is a powder foundation, but I wanna use it really just to set my entire face. I'm so happy it's the same shade as the Skin Tint as well. And this is an Equal Tools powder brush. I do actually feel like that enhanced the coverage a little bit. I love that you can still see the lip and cheek glow bomb even after the powder. It does look much more subtle than when I first applied it, because I do want to layer up the blushes because I have 2 new blushes as well. But if you wanted to just do a cream blush and not do any powders additionally, just be a little bit more generous with this, because once you apply the powder, it's going to be toned down a little bit, but I still think it looks really pretty. The powders are a winner so far. Let's bronze the skin first. This is the Press Powder Bronzer in Tequila Tan 200. I think the bronzer is a little bit glowy underneath, but I like the color of it. It is a bit more warm, but I don't feel like it's overly orange on my skin. This is actually a really good color. It kind of has a satin finish, but also looks very smooth on the skin. I'm gonna just add a little bit right on the sides of my nose. So now I have 2 new pressed blushes to try. Well, technically this new one is her new hybrid blush, which is described as kind of like literally just that. Like, it's not quite a cream, it's not quite a powder, it's just that happy medium. And this one is in the shade Pink Please. So this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna apply this, and then on top of that, I know it's like 3 blushes, so unnecessary, but like kind of necessary at the same time. But over top of this, then I'm gonna add the pressed powder blush in Winter Kissed. I've been wanting to try this for so long. It's sold out a lot, but I was finally able to get my hands on it online. So we're gonna do a little blush cocktail today. Let's start off with Pink Please. I'm gonna just very lightly dust that. It's pretty bright. It kind of matches the glow bomb that we used. It's very bright, but I think that's why like the Winter Kiss over top of this is going to be perfect, because it's going to bring a touch of lightness to this entire cheek combo that we have going on. Touching it, it feels very silky, kind of like a powder, but then when you actually, oh wow. Yeah, when you actually blend it into your skin, it almost kind of feels like a stain. It doesn't really move, but it gives you pigment the more that you blend it out. That's pretty. And then the finish of it almost looks like there's a little bit of a glow, like kind of satiny, not fully matte. Now we're gonna try Winter Kiss. This is the big reveal. Everybody loves this blush, so I wanna see what all the hype is about. Very, I don't know. It didn't look as light as I thought. Okay, this is the swatch. It actually gave a lot more of a vibrant pink color than what I was expecting. I thought it was going to be a little bit lighter on the skin, but it's pulling very bright, especially over top of the other blush. It's just very lightly dust some of the powder foundation over top of this just to lighten this up a bit, because the blush is a lot, but wow. I thought Winter Kissed was going to be a little bit more of like a muted, more kind of ashy pink, but that really packed a punch. I also did get one of her highlighters, which we are going to try, and I think it's actually going to match perfectly because it's more of like the pinky toned one, and this one is in Princess Please. It is the KyLighter. I'm going to apply this with a little Rare Beauty highlighter brush. Let's do a lip combo and then we're going to finish the eyes. I got a couple different shades of the Precision Pout lip liners. These are like wooden, which I love personally. I don't know which color I want to do though. First color we have is in Comes Naturally. This is what the packaging looks like. I love it. Then right next to it we have Smitten. I'm not going to use Smitten today, but that is a gorgeous shade. It's like a reddish toned brown. And then we have Stone, which I think might be the winner for today. Yes. I love how these each are a little bit different. So Stone is going to be the winner right here. Nice cool toned shade. This color is so nice. The formula, really nice as well. It doesn't feel dry at all. And then we're gonna try out her tinted butter bombs, and I have this one in Angel Cake. I think what I'm actually gonna do to match the cheeks as well, since they're so bright and pink, I'm gonna take a little bit of her Glow Bomb. I love this product. This is so pretty with the lip liner. I love that. Now let's add a little bit of Angel Cake. Now we're gonna go in with the matte black liner on the waterline. I applied this on my upper lash line earlier, and I don't see any transferring here, as you can see, which is good. Super black and creamy. Wow. Dang, look at that. That's intense. Ooh, that is super black. I love it. See, I love a good liner where you don't have to keep going over it to get that really rich pigment. She actually didn't do any black liner in the picture, but I just feel like we need it. Obviously my eye look doesn't even look exactly like this, but this was the inspo behind it. For the inner corner, I think I'm gonna actually use the KyLighter in Princess Please, because I actually really like that color. That was pretty. It wasn't excessively glittery on the cheeks. It actually gave a nice glow. I mean, I know I kind of blended it out a little bit with that powder brush, but this is pretty. Let's just do a little swatch so we could see the formula. So it's icy, but I feel like it's really smooth. It doesn't feel really powdery. It actually has like a really soft consistency to it. So let's pop a little bit of this right in the inner corner. Last but certainly not least, we're going to set the makeup down with the setting spray. This one is going to give a matte finish, and it's literally supposed to lock everything in. This is another product that has really good reviews online. Beautiful mister. Pretty much no fragrance, which I love. Let's do a recap on all the goodies that we tried, starting off with my least favorite, the KyBrow gel. I did my brows off camera, filled them in with my usual brow pencil, and then I went in to set them with this, and it was removing my brow product and not actually setting them into place. I thought it was going to be kind of similar to my Rare Beauty brow gel, which I love. This gives a nice hold, and you can really maneuver your brow hairs if you want that more laminated look. But unfortunately with the KyBrow, I did not get that. I feel like this honestly didn't do anything for my brows, so this is a dud. Another dud, unfortunately, the mascara, you guys. I'm already seeing a bunch of really tiny little flakes right in this area, so the Kylash is a dud. The eyeshadow palette though, I love. I thought this was so easy to work with, very blendable, and I love the look I created today. It's a little bit more of a buildable formula, but still so easy to work with. I am into it, so this is a winner. The eyeliner, also a winner so far. I want to see how many hours I can get without having to touch up my waterline with this, because that's always my issue. The liners will look good at first, but then they fade within like a very little bit of time. It's a nice formula though. It glides on, very rich pigment, and I love a good black eye kohl. So this one, so far so good. As far as the complexion, I'm still kind of a little iffy with the concealer because I'm starting to notice it looking just like I said, just a little dry in this area. So I think out of everything, like complexion wise, the skin tint is one of my favorite things. I am going to come back in a few hours and show you guys what everything looks like after I get a workout in and all the things, but so far I think my favorites is definitely the skin tint. The powder also, I did take a photo with flash. Very smooth, very pretty, but there is a little bit of a white cast with it, so that's my only complaint. You can kind of see it right there. It's not terrible. I think it definitely still looks really smooth, but you can kind of see a little bit like where I put the powder, that it looks a little bit casty. The powder foundation, also very smooth. This goes on super silky on the skin too. It enhanced the coverage, but still feels very lightweight, and it doesn't look cakey. I adore the blushes. I think the blushes and the lip colors were my favorite things from today, but if I had to choose one blush out of all the ones that I showed, I am gonna go with a Lip and Cheek Glow Bomb. This is perfect. I love the color. I love the way this looks on the lips and cheeks. It has a very cushiony, blendable, really beautiful formula. Absolutely love it, and I would definitely repurchase more shades because I love the formula of this so much. The bronzer, I also love it. This color in Tequila Tan, it gives the most perfect bronzy touch. It's a true sun-kissed bronzer that doesn't pull too orange or muddy. It was very blendable. I feel like most of her powder products, honestly, today they were super smooth on the skin. Lip liner in the shade Stone is going to be my new favorite. It is such a good cool toned shade. Love the way this applied. It doesn't feel dry. This is a 10 out of 10. I'm gonna see how this wears after eating and everything, but so far I really like it. And then the highlighter I actually thought was also really pretty, but it's one of those things that I also don't think it's 100% necessary. Like if you wanted to splurge on the brand, I think there's better products. The highlighter is nice, but I don't think it's an absolute must-have. but it's nice, you know, it definitely gives you that glow. It gives that wet skin effect. I feel like you would absolutely love this if you were highlighter obsessed. Otherwise, I feel like there's other more splurge worthy items that are a little bit more exciting from the brand, like the blushes, the lip liners. Also, this tinted butter balm is literally so buttery on the lips. I love the pigment and that high shine finish without that gloppy, like very sticky residue. Really nice formula. This lip butter was also really cute too in vanilla caramel. It hydrates, but again, it doesn't feel thick or heavy. So it's a nice product that I feel like you could also incorporate on top of your favorite lip combos if you wanted to do something clear. And then the setting spray I also did like. It's one of those things where I have to keep using it to see if it actually does make a difference, but I love how it gave a matte finish that is comfortable. It marinated all of my makeup, dried down really nicely, and the spray on it is perfect. So love that. I wanted to chat about her perfumes because I actually have both Cosmic and Cosmic 2.0. So originally I got Cosmic last year when it first came out, and honestly, I don't love this because the dry down on my skin is very powdery and it's like a Japanese cherry blossom scent, which personally I'm just not a fan of on me and my body chemistry. For some reason, I just have never liked that scent. But if you like that, you might like it. I recommend going into store, spraying a little bit, walking around at Ulta, and then just waiting to see how the dry down is because everybody's body chemistry is different. So this one personally I did not love. However, I took a gamble and I ordered Cosmic 2.0. This one I love. The dry down to this is not powdery. It's a more sweet yet still sophisticated, spicy kind of scent. There's a pink pepper note in here, which is perfect. It gives a little kick to it, but it's not too much. It's not too strong. I feel like it's a good day or nighttime scent. It's pretty. It's so pretty. I really like this one a lot. So this one is my jam. The original, not so much, but I would totally repurchase this. It's so good. And I think the bottle is gorgeous and it actually matches the entire theme today. So 2.0 is the winner for me. So let me know your favorites from Kylie Cosmetics in the comments. Also, let me know what other one brand look you want to see from me next. And I will link my one brand playlist down below if you're interested because I've done a bunch of brands already, but let me know what else you want to see. Thank you guys so much for watching. Definitely subscribe for new videos every week. You're going to see me right after this because I'm going to come back in a few hours and show you what this all looks like, but I'll see you very soon. So it's been over 8 hours and this is what everything looks like with no touch-ups after sweating and a workout and all the things. The skin tint did fade a little bit around my nose, but I'm going to try it with a primer. Regardless though, I still like the way it feels. It's very lightweight and I love the cheeks as well. Everything held up really nicely minus the concealer. Still one of my least favorite products from the brand. So I will leave my favorites and the duds down below in the description box, but let me know what you guys think and I'll see you soon.